From JPR and WGBH Israel, this is Oi, Oi, don't tell me, the JPR News Quiz. I'm Peter Pyramid, and here from the Rothschild Auditorium in downtown Jerusalem is your host, David Lander.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. We have a great show for you today. Later on, we're going to be talking to liberator Moses. After running away from home and growing up in the desert, he became famous for not giving up when Pharaoh said no. We won't say no if you ask us, so give us a call. The number is 188-OIGAVOLT. It's time to welcome our first listener contestant. Hello, you're on Oi Oi Don't Tell Me.
Hi, my name is Zipporah, and I'm calling from Midian, deep in the desert.
Hello, Zipporah. What do you do there in the desert?
Well, a lot. Herd sheep, watch out for burning bushes, and keep my husband out of trouble, among other things.
Wow, sounds like a lot. Well, let me introduce you to our panel, Zipporah. First up, it's stand-up comedian who will make you spit out your gefilte fish with her witty and filthy acts. It's Sarah Silverman.
Hey, Zipporah.
Next, it's author of America, A Citizen's Guide to Democracy in Action, and Daily Show legend, it's Jon Stewart.
Hi, Zipporah.
And finally, it's the comedian and actor and Miracle Max who confirm if someone's dead, or just mostly dead. It's Billy Crystal.
Hey there!
Welcome to the show, Zipporah. You're gonna play a game in which you have to tell truth from fiction. Peter, what is Zipporah's topic?
It's frogs, it's lice, it's beasts, oh my!
Every year we read about Moses' ancient and somewhat hard to believe plagues. An attack of locusts, the slaying of the firstborn, or the more modern, bad bout of cell phone reception. Well, this week, we learned about how at least one of the biblical 10 plagues actually might not just be a thing of the past. Our panelists are going to tell us about it. Guess who is telling the truth? You'll win our prize. Peter Pyramid's voice on your voicemail. Ready to play?
Yes.
Alright, excellent. First, let's hear from Sarah Silverman.
Usually at a Justin Bieber concert, the megastar can count on being swarmed by thousands of thrilled tweens. But at a concert this month in Salt Lake City, the buzzing of iPhones thrumming to capture him on social media was replaced by a phenomena more biblical than BuzzFeed. Locusts. Thousands and thousands of them, to be specific. No one knows how these bugs found the pop idol, but their Bieber fever is fierce. Quote, they showed up all at once, like in a huge sun-covering swarm or something, and they wouldn't leave, said Lillian Smith, a third-grade teacher who drove from Boise, Idaho to attend the concert. Quote, I guess they're true Biebers. Human Bieber fans are afraid that the bugs might infect them with actual fever. Concert officials warned attendees to carry bug spray. The bugs' love for Bieber was, shall we say, aggressive. When they swarmed the stage, Bieber had to be hurried into a secret bunker to keep his perfect hair sweep in place. But far from being fearful about being eaten alive, Bieber's publicist, Melissa Victor, was delighted with the new fans. We're not speciesist, she said. All likes on social media count alike.
The Biebs fans are swarming, quite literally. Your next story of a modern-day plague comes from Billy Crystal.
Gwendolyn Abbott was enjoying her second morning cuppa after a lively constitutional round to North Cambridgeshire neighborhood when she chanced to look outside. I was admiring my newly blooming marigolds when I noticed a startling thing. The water of my little brook turned a brilliant shade of red. Just the color of blood. An artist and neighbor, Christine Gutzel, confirmed the coloring, though noting that it appeared more carmine than full crimson. Both women were flummoxed, but became truly concerned when the brook turned bloody the following Wednesday, and again the Wednesday after that. They called in the local parish clerk to investigate. In the end, it was not God and an angry wrath turning the seas, or bubbling brooks, to blood, but rather the work of an overtired PhD student testing the physics of water systems with red dyes. Quote, we didn't realize someone would detect the dye, proclaimed the chagrined student. For the sake of the neighborhood, the University of Warwick has decided to discontinue the study. The brook, Abbott reports, has returned to its normal muddy brown, just the way she likes it.
Two women in Cambridgeshire are convinced their brook has turned to blood. Your last story of a modern-day plague comes from Mr. Jon Stewart.
We've all seen those Chick-fil-A ads with the cows holding up poorly spelled signs that read, eat more chicken. You know, the ones that supposedly show cows proselytizing for people to consume poultry rather than steak. Last week, northern Arkansas residents driving along Interstate 40 were surprised to find something a little different on their local billboards. At first, I was plumb grossed out, Russellville resident Mary Lou Abney told the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. The cows on the billboards had been replaced with thousands of frogs, and the name Chick-fil-A replaced by Frog Filet. Yup, Dwight Dworkin, manager of a local Chick-fil-A franchise, said, Thursday night we left the restaurant, and when we came back Friday morning, it was all frogs. Dworkin confirmed that the franchise no longer sold any poultry products. The entire menu has shifted from chicken to frog. But the transition from finger-licking good chicken to frog noodle soup might not be too difficult. Even though customers like Abney were initially wary, she confirmed that frog does, indeed, taste like chicken. The cows may yet be safe.
All right, Zipporah, back to you. These are your choices. From Sarah Silverman, a Justin Bieber concert is bringing in new crowds, not of teens, but of locusts. From Billy Crystal, how a PhD student's experiment gone awry convinced the good women of England that God's first plague was upon them. Or from Jon Stewart, residents in North Arkansas are addressing an abundance of amphibians by serving up frog fillet. Which of these is a real story of a modern-day biblical plague?
I really want John's story to be true, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the river in England turning red.
All right, you've chosen Billy's story of the Bloody Brook and the befuddled British PhD student. Well, we spoke to somebody very close to this real story to tell you about it.
Every Wednesday at 10 a.m., the water of the little Ellsworth Brook would turn the colour of blood, I tell you. Oh, goodness me, it wasn't until I followed the water upstream that I was able to catch that student red-handed.
That was Elizabeth Sims. She is the parish clerk who is charged with solving the mystery of the bloody water. Congratulations, Zipporah, you got it right. You've earned a point for Billy Crystal simply for telling the truth. Thank you so much for playing.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Moody River, more deadly than the...
And now the game where we ask people who've literally talked to God to then come talk to us. It's called Not My Job. With an affinity for shrubbery and a penchant for not taking no as an answer, it's the man who parted waters, liberated slaves, and made all the ladies swoon with his big stick. It's Moses. Welcome to Oi, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you.
Great to have you. We've asked you here to play a game we're calling...
You've read the books of Joel and Jonah, but have you read the biblical books of Maxwell and Manischewitz?
You're a famous Hebrew prophet, but what do you know about business profits? Answer 2 of these 3 questions about ventures capitalizing on the Hametz and the Haggadah. You'll win a prize for one of our listeners, the voice of scorekeeper Peter Pyramid on their voicemail. Peter, who is Moses playing for?
Robert Kraft of Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Here's your first question. There's only so much matzah one can eat before trying to jazz it up. One business idea has tried to give new life to old matzah. Is it A, Kellogg's new sugary matzah cereal, complete with Tony the Tiger proclaiming, "They're okay"? B, Matzah House complete with apricot shingles, chocolate piping? Or C, Matzah Masks, a new revitalizing skincare treatment offered at the Cypress Breeze Egyptian Oasis Spa?
Well, I personally love matzah, and my guess is that even many goyim are a fan. So I'm going to guess that someone has gone about creating a matzah house.
You're right. None other than Gentile giant of the home decor industry, Martha Stewart, who has started marketing matzah houses, a new spin on the German Christmas holiday treat. As her executive editorial director of food describes, matzah has been this undiscovered ingredient waiting to be used beyond just kind of breaking it at the Seder. All right, second question. Chefs are constantly trying new ways to spice up traditional Passover staples. Which of these is a real remake of an old classic? Is it A, fugu filter fish, Japanese-style gefilte fish prepared in the traditional way with panko and diced poisonous pufferfish? B, Grandma's chopped chicken liver pate, made with emu livers in New South Wales, Australia? Or C, tri-colored New York matzo balls, green made with pureed spinach, yellow mixed with turmeric, and red colored with tomato paste?
Oh, I'm going to have to go with B.
You're gonna go with emu liver pate chopped by the good Jews of Australia. Well, I bet it would actually be quite tasty. The answer was in fact C, tri-colored matzo balls. As chef Susie Fishbane described, matzo balls are like a blank canvas. However, she advised you to steer clear of the blueberry matzo balls. In her own words, they're hideous. And finally, your third and final question. New startups seem to be springing up every day now. Which of these startups is specifically targeting Seder goers everywhere? Is it A, Passover karaoke? Would have been enough if only we'd remembered the right tune. An app with all the classic songs ready at your fingertips. Is it B, the iFikomen finder? Forgot where you hid last year's iFikomen and still searching for it? Take the matzah's coordinates with these newest apps and know that you'll always be able to find the third matzah. Or is it C, Uber Chariot? Tired of going to work in someone's dirty 2005 Corolla? Looking to arrive in style at your next Seder? Forget taxis. Don't even think about Lyft. Call Uber Chariots. Location permitting, a strapping Egyptian will be at your door within minutes.
I really want Uber Chariot to be true. I mean, it was back in my day, but these days, I don't know how sound the business model would be. I think instead, I'm going to go with A.
You're indeed right. It was A, the Israeli startup. Passover karaoke with promises of all the Passover favorites and more. Quote, get your cameras ready. The kids won't stop singing at the Seder. Grandma and Grandpa won't stop smiling with pleasure. And your sister-in-law, bless her, will die of envy when she sees your little genius singing like a king. Peter, how did Moses do on our quiz?
Moses has parted the waters face down fair and gotten 2 correct answers for a win.
Congratulations.
Why, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Bye-bye.
So Moses went to Egypt land.
Coming up, it's Lightning Fill in the Blank. But first, it's the game where you have to listen for the rhyme. If you'd like to play on air, call or leave a message at 188-OIGAVOLT. Hi, you're on Oye, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, David. This is Thutmose II from Luxor.
Wow, all the way from Luxor, Egypt.
Oh, no. I'm at the Luxor in Las Vegas. I like to play Jewish Hold'em.
Huh, hadn't heard of that game before.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
All right, well, welcome to the show, Thutmose. Peter Pyramid is going to perform for you 3 news-related limericks with the last word or phrase missing from each. If you can fill in the last word or phrase correctly on 2 of the limericks, you'll be a winner. Here's your first limerick.
Around the world, Jews don their prayer shawl, cooking haroset, simmis, and matzah balls. But mountaintops high is where schmaltz truly flies. The biggest Seder is found in
Nepal?
Yes, Nepal. You thought the Lander Seder was large, but that's just because you haven't been to Kathmandu, Nepal. Nepal has become the young Israeli travel destination. But come April, they all seem ready to trade in momos for matzah. The Kathmandu Chabad regularly serves close to 2,000 for their first night Seder.
I'm guessing it's starting to feel rather roomy at the Landers Seder right now.
Okay, here's your next limerick.
no bread in the house we prefer. But last a week without Coke? Oh no, sir. With no high fructose corn, we can drink without scorn. For Passover, Coca-Cola's gone
Kosher?
Right again, it's kosher. Coca-Cola loving observant Jews will no longer have to go a week without their favorite drink. The international beverage behemoth has created kosher Coke. And here's your final limerick.
For Passover, don't gorge on pasta. But don't worry, for carbs we still gotcha. At 300 pounds and perfectly round, it's the world's largest ball made of
matzah?
You're right. The Big Apple is also home to the Big Matzah. In 2009, Chef Anthony Sylvester succeeded in forming a matzah ball, clocking in at 267 pounds, roughly the weight of a small camel. Sadly, there is no record of how many people it took to consume it. Peter, how did Thutmose do on our quiz?
He did very well. 3 out of 3 for a win.
Congratulations, Thutmose. Thanks for playing.
The matzah balls, gefilte fish.
Now it's time to move on to our final game, Lightning Fill in the Blank. Each of our players will have 30 seconds in which to answer as many fill-in-the-blank questions as he or she can. Each correct answer is worth 2 points. Peter, can you give us the scores?
John and Sarah have 1, and Billy has the lead with 2.
It's all right. We flipped a coin. Sarah has elected to go first. The clock will start when I begin your first question. Fill in the blank. The New York bar Joe Doe's new Drunken Pharaoh cocktail mixes blank with bourbon.
Manischewitz.
Right. In the British territory of Gibraltar, Jews mix what into their Seder Haroset?
Marmite.
No, actual dust. To add to the list of themed Haggadahs, there's now this deliciously sweet Haggadah for blank lovers.
Chocolate lovers?
You're right. Jews in the Polish town of Gora Kalwaria are currently reenacting the crossing of the Red Sea by doing what?
Walking through rivers? Through showers?
Through water. We'll give it to you. Specifically, they pour water on the floor, lift up their coats, and splash loudly through the puddles. Peter, how did Sarah do on our quiz today?
She got 3 right, 6 more points. She's in the lead right now with 7.
Well done. All right, John, you're up next. Here we go. Fill in the blank. After depositing 10 drops of wine on their plates to symbolize the 10 plagues, Jews from Yemen do what with the remaining vino?
Chug it.
No, throw it in the garden. Instead of having syrup on their dinner tables, traditional New York delis serve this condiment.
Schmaltz.
Correct. What beloved Vermont dairy empire has created a Passover special?
Ben & Jerry's.
Right, they've created a Haroset flavored ice cream. What off-the-line American institution has made special provisions to avoid breaking matzah in this busy time of holiday travel?
The U.S. Postal Service?
No, TSA. Continuing in their long history of showing genuine concern for passengers' belongings, TSA has recently issued a new type of warning, not on the appropriate size of shampoo, but on the proper protections of matzah. Quote, passengers traveling with religious items, including handmade matzah, may request a hand inspection. Thank you, TSA. Peter, how did John do on our quiz?
He got 2 right for 4 more points for a total of 5. But Sarah's still in the lead with 7.
All right then, how many does Bill need to win?
He needs 3 to win.
Okay, here's for the game. To get into character and appreciate the suffering of ancient Israelites, instead of just eating bitter herbs, Jews in Afghanistan do what with these long, spicy greens?
Brush their teeth.
They whip themselves with scallions. To spice up your Seder, this website has taken classic Torah scenes and overlaid them with this modern queen's famous phrases.
Queen Latifah.
No, Beyonce. The holy seventh day of Passover commemorates what event?
March Madness.
No, the parting of the Red Sea. Many observant Jews will empty their larders of chametz, a whole spring cleaning before the Pesach. Ethiopian Jews take it a step further. What do they get rid of?
Their neighbors.
They break all their dishes and buy new ones. Peter, how did Billy Crystal do?
He had great answers, but unfortunately, no more points. Sarah scrapes by with 7.
Congratulations, Sarah. In a bit, we're going to ask our panelists to predict what will be the next Passover tradition that goes trendy. But first, Oye Don't Tell Me is a production of JPR and WGBH Israel in association with Urgent Matzah Productions. Jessica Lander, Benevolent Overlord. Adrian Rafel writes our limericks. Our house manager is Lori Lander. Our assistant house manager is Mochi Lander. Our intern is Jesse, in it for the brisket, Berta Thompson. Our web guru is John Tucker. Special thanks to the crew at Rothschild. BJ Letterman composed our theme, technical direction from Arthur Lander, and the executive production of Oye Don't Tell Me is Mrs. Jessica Lander. Now, panel, what will be the next Passover tradition that goes trendy? Billy Crystal?
Artisanal charoset will become the next big thing in Brooklyn, with acai, custard apple, and mangosteen varieties.
Sarah Silverman.
It will become really popular to invite and save a seat for Elijah everywhere. Hashtag empty for Elijah BSO. Hashtag empty for Elijah Fenway. Hashtag empty for Elijah Hamilton.
And John Stewart.
Matzah will be used as a roofing material after architects realized the until now undiscovered sound structural properties of the famed unleavened bread.
Well, if any of those things happen, we'll ask you about it on Oi, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you, Peter Pyramid. Thanks also to Sarah Silverman, Billy Crystal, and John Stewart. Thanks to all of you for listening. I'm David Lander. We'll see you next year in Jerusalem. This is JPR, Jewish Public Radio.